evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to our Thursday afternoon lunchtime meeting at Meridian Toastmasters. What a wonderful day it is again, because it's summertime. I enjoy summertime. It's beautiful outside, perfect temperature. But I think today it's between 70 and 80. And to me, I think that's absolutely perfect. Also want to welcome back Brandy. She's been on vacation, PTO, whatever you want to call it. She's been in the wilderness potentially, because she mentioned Alaska last time she told us. So I'm actually looking forward and excited if one of these next week she's going to tell us more about her trip and adventures. But before we continue on, let's introduce some roles in our meeting today. I am your joke master. I'm going to call up some roles, and the first one I like to ask up is actually our joke master, who is Justin. Justin, can you tell us some jokes that add some levity to this meeting?
Well, if we can, I've got some really good jokes today. Hope you all enjoy them. I didn't write them, so no need to give me credit for any of these. What do you call a fish wearing a bow tie?
A fish.
Sophisticated.
Oh, sophisticated. I don't know why I didn't get that.
I got a new pen that can write underwater. It can write other words. Wow. Shopping containers are so boring, because if you've seen one, you've seen them all. Them all. Shopping is the girl.
Oh, ah. Oh, sorry.
Well, we got it. It wasn't too hard to pick a winner in the neck decorating contest. It was the time. Dogs can't operate MRI machines, but cats can.
Oh, thank you, Justin, for a couple of really good ones and a couple of I don't know how to say it. Maybe it's just not clicking my brain. Sometimes I'm tough. It was hard to catch up, but thanks for adding laughters and lightheartedness to our meeting. The next role I like to ask up is our Marian, and that is Brandy.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters. My job as the Auburn-Marian is to listen for distracting word usage while we're talking and giving our speeches, and also good word usage. And the word of the day. The word of the day is panacea. I'm going to play it from the word of the day Webster Dictionary. Panacea. Panacea is something that is regarded as a cure-all. That is something that will make everything about a situation better. Here's an example. The new program should help with the city's housing crisis, but it's no panacea. Now, as far as word usage, distracting word usage, examples of distracting word usage can be okay. Basically, any word that becomes a filler word or a crutch word. Is probably one of the most common, but some of us have our words that we like to use on any given day, or maybe we just do it all the time. And another distracting word is and. That's one of my favorite ones. It's where there should be a period in a sentence. I like to use and instead of a run-on sentence. So I'll be listening for that. I'll also be listening for good word usage, and you'll get points for using the word of the day, which is panacea. What's that?
Thank you, Brandy, for explaining the role of the Auburn-Marian. Next, I like to call up our timer role. This will. Can you explain to us what your role is?
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, no one, I guess. As timer, I will be keeping track of all the times for the various speeches throughout the day. This, each speech will have varying lengths, specifically, and I forgot the cards, but for table topics, the total length should be no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise a green card. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I will raise a yellow. And at 2 minutes, I will raise a red. Those giving formal speeches should limit their remarks to roughly, for icebreaker speeches, 4 to 6 minutes in length. At 4 minutes, I will raise well, there are no icebreakers today, but anyway, I'll raise a green card at 4 minutes, a yellow card at 5 minutes, and a red card at 6 minutes. And then for the speeches today, they'll be 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will raise a green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise a yellow, and at 7, I will raise a red card. Individual evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will raise a green card. At 2.5, I will raise a yellow card, and at 3, I will raise a red card. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
So we will for explaining your time role, the other role is a table topic master. I will present topics which are 1 to 2 minutes long, and I will be pulling it from our list of questions box instead, because I'd like to be surprised, and I think there's 2 questions. But I'll call up folks to do a table topic, which is time for them to extemporaneously speak for 1 to 2 minutes about what the question is all. Next, I'd like to ask our general value to come back up, just Brandon.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters again. As the general evaluator, it is my role to pay attention to the entire meeting from start to finish. Give us a little bit of feedback on what we can improve on, maybe some things that I thought we did well. And then also give a little bit of feedback to the evaluator today, which who's our speech evaluator? Justin, as he evaluates, is it Kevin's speech? So we'll get there, but I'll be giving a little bit of feedback if needed. Count that up. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Randy, for explaining the GE role. All right, we are now, if Kathy's ready, and if Justin is ready, for the main event. Justin, can you come up here and introduce our first speaker?
Thank you. Mr. Toastmaster. Hello, Toastmaster Honor, yeah. I'm really looking forward to introducing Kathy, her speech. Kathy is one of our high-level speakers here. Not only does she give good speeches, she does the actions and motions. She works really well. So I'm really looking forward to evaluating this because it really challenges me to look for things that are typically really small things. It really helps me hone my skills in that area. So with that, I'll invite Kathy up here to talk on mystery subject.
I mean, mystery filled off. Thank you, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. No honored guest, but I heard a Toastmaster say in the past, we had 100 ghosts. Have you ever had an idea that you wanted to bring to fruition? Maybe it was a panacea, something unique that you wanted to share with the world and you didn't quite know how. This idea could have came to you in a dream. It could have came through hearing someone else speak about something. You were compelled to take a chance, take a risk. Well, I did that. I launched a new business called Juicing with Purpose. I stumbled into it. Like most things in life, my health was at risk. My mother's health was at risk. I was looking for something, desperately seeking something to help with my well-being, with her well-being. My issue was hypertension. Her issue was hypertension. I was looking for something, and I stumbled upon this thing called juice. I thought, this is interesting. I started to juice, and I found out different ingredients in juice provided some relief to my body. I could feel as I drank the juice, I could feel as I prepared the vegetables and the fruit and the roots. Those are the three main ingredients that I use: vegetables, fruits, and roots. With those combinations, I found some combinations were high in anti-inflammatory, some were high in digestive qualities, others were high in just mental clarity, which is really what my mother needed. I found out I needed it too. I found out I really needed it because when I started to actually drink and consume the juices, I could sense that I could hear better, I could see better. I know that sounds strange. However, it was fascinating to me that this worked. Now, I didn't want to compete because I know there's another member who has his own juicing business. I stumbled upon this just, as I said, by accident. And I thought, well, if it's working so good for me, how could I not share this with other people? I started to pass on my samples, and I didn't bring any for you. I do apologize. I gave out the rest today. I haven't actually started monetizing this. I'm doing it as a taste and see. I want people to taste and see that they can do this to themselves. Even though I'm starting a business, it's going to be a business model that has a delivery system, modality where I can do delivery on demand. I've even thought about creating a franchise. So my mind is really spinning about what I can do with this idea. Now, how does that happen? What does it have to do with me? Now, I believe we all have ideas inside of us that work well for us. I've even discovered along this journey, there are tools and devices that I can even manufacture to help augment the existing business that I'm creating. So many treasure troves within creativity, and I believe we were all created to be creative beings. So I want to challenge each and every one of you. Find that creative piece inside of you and share it with the world. When you share it with the world, do them. Give them a taste and see first. Let them see that it's good. This morning, I passed out 4, and I'll give you some names. I was planning to show pictures. However, just imagine this. This juice is called Radiant Roots. Radiant Roots, if you look, it's orange, just a burst of orange. Every ingredient in it is colored orange. From the rainbow carrots to the orange, I can just taste it in my taste buds. Can you taste it right now? All of the citrusy, all of the gingery, all of the turmeric-y flavors that are combined together. Just talking about it stimulates my taste buds. So I will slow down my salivating and just share with you that there are opportunities for each and every one of us to take what's inside of us, share it. I'm sure you have something inside of you. And I am on a mission to encourage everyone to take what's inside of you and share it with a taste and see that it's good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy, for that wonderful speech about juicing. Wow, you are absolutely right. There's another member of a club that is totally juicing and have a successful business for what I can tell. All I know is you cannot, say that panacea, cannot go wrong. Wow, shoot, I'm trying to do the word of the day and it
You still
didn't
get
get to me. Panacea, can't go wrong, because it's panacea to drink juice, maybe. Oh, all right. Looking at the agenda here, I guess I'm up next with table topics. And we'll get my box of questions over here. All right. So let's start this off. Is there anybody? I'll ask for volunteer first. Is there anybody who wants to volunteer first to go table talk? I can manually pull one here. Start. So
What makes you laugh the hardest? That's the question. Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master and fellow Toastmasters. What makes me laugh the hardest? This is a funny question because what makes me laugh the hardest is when other people laugh. So during your speech, Kathy, when you laughed because you went to say provided, but you said something else and you laughed, that made me laugh. Nothing makes me laugh more than when you're just with anybody, but especially like a close friend or family member. And you just something funny happens and the other person just loses it. They're like crying, they're belly laughing, and that makes me laugh so hard. I just love when you kind of are on that same wavelength with someone else. And there's just something so funny that happens and you can't stop laughing. And it's so healthy for you. It's so good for you. You can like feel the hormones. You can just feel the oxytocin and all these good things in your body. You're laughing so hard. And I got the green. I was like, this is a really low.
As you were laughing, I find myself laughing, and so did everyone else. What a great question. Anyone, who's next? Anyone else who wants to come up next? All right, Justin, here. I'll try to wait. So.
Do I read it?
Yep, sure.
What life experience has strengthened you the most? That's a good one because various times in my life, certain things have strengthened me the most. One thing I'll share with you, I just went to Crater Lake and there was a lot of hiking to do. But I ride my bike to work every day. So that has strengthened me the most at this point in time. Because I'm walking along up the trails, up and down, I'm in good shape, I'm not tired. But guess who was? My family. They're dragging, they're sweating. They're just struggling along. I made it all through. I'm good. The very next day, I get up, I'm ready to go. Laying in bed, all sore. Oh, my legs hurt, everything hurts. But due to my bike riding, no impact. I didn't even notice that we were hiking all that day. In this case, I'm very glad I bike ride, and since the health benefits, eat all the candy I want, you can kind of burn it off. But most importantly, for our summer trip, very nice to be able to do all these hikes and not feel sore the next.
Thank you, Justin, for sharing about your health. And Crater Lake, actually, I went to Crater Lake a couple of weeks ago, and I hope the weather was just as good as what I saw over there. Anybody else?
Yeah, I can tell.
I'm tired. Oh. Hello? Swear, it's a cabin.
What is one fear you would like to conquer? That's a good one. I'm gonna change it a little bit, because Kathy, I'm bummed you didn't bring your juice, because I could use a panacea for being tired right now. Or panacea. I've never heard it called panacea before, but I'm getting way off topic. So one fear, I would just, it's not even a fear, I would say I want to conquer my procrastination. And which I guess you could say is a fear of change or being forced to do something that may result in failure. Who knows? But just because it's like Kathy, I do have ideas, but it's just kind of I'll ruminate on them and then kind of procrastinate. By the end, I've forgotten what it was about and I'm on to something different, and then that's my whole new way to save the world. So getting over my fear of failure, I guess, is ultimately what I am working to do, and hit the green card as well. So with that, I'm done.
Uh-oh. everyone is looking for the green card to come out when they're doing their speaking. It's like, I just have to hold on. There's no perfection here, folks. We're doing this. I would say that if you remember, Kathy did a speech on procrastination, and I think one of the item is fear, overcoming fear. So I will encourage you to review the recording, which I think is, I'll have to find that out, but it's on our YouTube channel. So if you view that, you might be able to see before, or you can ask her again in person, because it might be quicker that way. So I think that is great to bring up and something to be reminded about is procrastination. We have time, I'll do one, and then I'll ask for a couple more. So it's fun. My question is, do you fulfill your wants and needs, or do you expect others to? Very good. I think for the most part, I am 50-50 camp, where I feel my own wants and needs, and then 50-50 on the other camp, where I kind of expect others to do that as well. Initially, I am the type of person who wants to do things, who wants to get it done. If I want something, I really want to fulfill that. I'll go as much as possible to do it, but other times I'm just lazy. I'm like asking someone else to do it. For example, perfect example, I want the laundry to be done. And while I can do it most of the time, I normally ask someone else in the family to do it for me. And I expect it, for whatever reason I expect it, because some of that expectation I realized was due to responsibilities that I want to get done on my own. I'm thinking, wow, I want my laundry done because I want my things to be done, which is other thing in the household, like cleaning the toilet. I don't want to clean the toilet, but I need to clean the toilet. So that's why I'm in the camp. Within our situation, I'm in the camp of 50-50. I'll do the needs and want myself, and then I expect others to do the other things, because sharing is caring. At least with household chores anyway. Getting the theme and getting that. Other than that, I'm done with the table topics, and I will ask. And I will ask for 3 more. Come on up, Kathy. Which piece of land would you wish to have preserved forever?
Question, thank you, tabletop master. Which piece of land would I like to have preserved forever? I'd like to have it as mine. I like Michael Jackson's Neverland. I've never been there, but I've heard about it. It's a place where you can always be a kid. You can go on rides. It would have to be mine, and I would want to pass it on to the next generation and the next generation, and open it up for everyone to come and be a kid. Because I think that is a portion of adulthood that we forget, that we kids. And kids have imagination, kids are hopeful, kids have fun. And I think adults should have fun too. So Neverland would be my place that I would preserve for future generations, not just for my future generations, for anyone who wants to be a kid. And so,
That's great. Whenever you say Neverland, right? Neverland, I think of Peter Pan. I don't know why. I don't want to grow up either. So that's great. Anyone else? 2 more.
I can.
Will, yes, that's kind of good. This time.
Yeah, you go for it.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. That's awesome. Any
Politics.
No, no. This one I think Justin may have gotten. This one. If you live to be 100. No, okay, would it be more important to have a sharp mind or a fit body? Ooh. So if you live to be 100, would it be more important to have a sharp mind or a fit body?
Ah, I don't know, because they're both important, I would say that you can't really. I guess ultimately. You can't really have one without the other, like if you're when you're old, 100. Because if you have a strong body, but your brain's a bunch of marbles, I guess that's better that you're not in pain and you're can do things and it's better for you overall. But if you don't have a sharp mind, then you're just other people's responsibility because you're just a vegetable. So I think it's both. I guess I would have to, if I have to pick one, I'm gonna go and say strong body, because that way you're probably a little easier on your family, just because you can get up and move around. Just seeing how my grandparents aged, I know that once they needed the extra care of being weak, that's when things was harder on my aunt and uncle than my parents. That was a really good question. Glad it's kind of over because I don't have a strong answer.
I'm off guard with that question. Apparently, well.
Well, because it's like I feel like you can't have one without the other, because if you have a poor body, your mind's gonna go because you're not taking care of it. But if you have a sharp mind, you probably know you should be taking care of your body. Like if I had a sharp mind and I was old, I'd be like, okay, the smart thing to do is move around.
Yeah, it could also be an option.
Yeah.
A third option, underground somewhere. Hopefully you would live a fulfilled life by then. 100 is a long time. Well, thank you all for participating in the topic. I think the next is our evaluation or speech. Justin, come up here, do your evaluation.
Yes. Thank you. I'm gonna evaluate Kathy on evaluation resource, put that on the website. Okay, general evaluation, so I'm gonna go off. You excelled at, you may wanna work on, and to challenge yourself. I'm gonna go backwards like I always do, because I'm a backwards guy. Save the best for last. So to challenge yourself. Felt like you did a really good job, first of all, by showing up. It seems like maybe you didn't know what you're gonna talk on, but you did it, and you did a good job. So to challenge yourself, I would just say be more prepared on knowing the speech beforehand. It was just because you knew last week. So if you get more prepared on that. Also, probably because you didn't come, you did move around a lot, so because you didn't come as prepared. You just stood right here from the podium where usually I see you move around a lot more. And also you usually move the podium, whereas this time you didn't do that. Well, it's left right there. You may want to work on, you stumbled on your words in a couple spots in the intro I noticed. And also as Brandy alluded to, do them, give them that mistake, and you made it very clear to us that was a mistake. And it would help if you just work through that versus making a big scene about it. You excelled at, this is the big list because you did a great job. I really liked your word usage out of the get-go. You said honored ghosts instead of honored guests. That was really good. You managed to work the word of the day into the intro. That was really clever. Panacea, right into the intro. Panacea. You going for it? And I really like the word usage. You just stumbled into it. That was a very clever use of words. You had very detailed descriptions. I like the emotion to your ears when you said you heard, so you were actually doing what you were saying. It created very good, clear imagery for me. Detailed descriptions, acknowledged other members who had a similar product, so you're up there and you probably threw that in just realizing, so you're sensitive to others, even in your speech that you were giving. You said. Oh, when you said your mind sprung into your mind, you could just see it on your face, and you had really good facial expressions, and you could see what you're actually doing that matched what you were actually speaking as well. Your hand movements as well. You had great emphasis on what you were saying, the words coming out of your mouth, a really good hand movement. Really, really good at that, as well as your face expression showed a very good emotion that you're talking to us about. And I'll conclude with, you have no notes, so that was very impressive. You able to just come up here, running a little late, and you gave a very good speech that captivated me. Really well written, very descriptive, it makes me want to get some juice now. So thank you for that speech, Kathy.
Thank Justin for a wonderful evaluation. I really like the fact that you bring in the framework and process that's printed out by Toastmaster evaluation. I think I myself have gotten away from doing that, but it's really good structure. And if you do an evaluation, I think it's really helpful to actually follow, like anything else, follow the process. And I think at some point then you feel comfortable, like some of us, you kind of go off of it and it's so great. It's like, here's this tool that's provided for you. Practice it till you get it, learn it, and then expand. So awesome, good reminder, great usage of that. Now, I think it's time for me to turn over to our gentleman leader to wrap us up.
Thank you, Kim. Our wonderful Toastmaster for the day. So for general evaluation, this was a great meeting. We ran it really, really well. Really. We are a well-oiled machine, with the exception of Will. We've all been here for a long time. We know how to run a meeting, and that's evident today. And Will doing such a great job, fitting right in. You know how we roll here. We started on time, I believe. I wasn't even paying attention to the time. Did we start on time?
Within
No,
a minute.
We were like a minute late, but we caught up. We're on time now. I don't have a ton of feedback about what we could do differently because, like I said, we do a good job going through the agenda, introducing roles, doing all the things. One of the things that we can improve upon, which we're always trying to improve upon, is making sure the roles are filled ahead of time and that we're just a little more prepared, and we'll continue to work on that as a club. And as we have more members, that'll get easier, I hope. One of the things that I thought was really great was something that Justin did during his evaluation, and that was sharing the evaluation resource, and did a great job, Kim, of also recognizing that. I think there's a lot of resources that we can all pull from on pathways and in Toastmasters International in general. There's so much information. I mean, you name it, if you can think of it, there's resources out there for it. There's even like YouTube videos, not even just of our club, but of other clubs. And there's folks within the district who can help us. So there's always resources. We just have to be willing to go and find them. Or as I think we're all officers here. So as officers, we have to just kind of take that role of trying to find those resources for folks. So that's something that I do want to bring to our group later. Not today, but I will just say as part of my evaluation is getting kind of more back into pathways, doing a little bit more, like getting our new members familiar with the tools. Our what's it called, the Toast Host, just our regular website, and also the international, and just kind of getting folks like using those resources so that they don't feel lost. So with that, I'm gonna end my general evaluation. And then I'll just go into the Auburn Marion report, and then I'll bring Will up to do the timers report. So for our Auburn Marion report today, everybody gets a round of applause for using the word of the day, panacea. Kim, you had a few distracting words, and I've heard this a few times from different people, including while I was talking, cuz. It's really easy just to say cuz, but I think because is the word, and maybe it sounds a little bit better, but a lot of people do it. So you have one of those. You had a normally repeat. You had a the now right at the end that you pointed out to me, so I wrote down. And then some good words that you said. No perfection here, folks. I don't want to clean the toilet, but I know I have to clean the toilet. Sharing is caring. And Justin, I didn't catch much in terms of distracting words. There was just one little couple of sentences where you used really a few times. You were like, it's really, really good. So I just heard that. I am really is one of the words I like to use, because it's really good, then it's even better. It's really, really, really good, right? Some good word usage that you had was high level speaker. I'm a backwards guy, captivating. So Will, you had more than 10 uhs. I think is your crutch word. I stopped counting at 10, but I think you had those 10 in your first introduction of being timer. And then I just stopped because I think, you know what? We all have words that we're working on. You had 2 ums, you had 4 causes, 1 like, and some of the good word usage you had was procrastination, ruminate. Brains are a bunch of marbles. I had 1 I know I had more, but you know, you don't hear yourself. Kathy, you had very little in terms of distracting words. You had provide, and then you had the do, give and then the laugh. But the laugh was so cute. I'd almost rather you do that and have the laugh than not do it. And then good word usage, so much. I'm having to wear this wristband because I was writing down so much. You had radiant roots, honored ghosts, hypertension, vegetables, fruits and roots, anti-inflammatory, monetizing, modality. It's good to augment, treasure trove, slow down, mass salivating. And I just am gonna stop there. And with that, I will bring up Will to give the timers.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Oh, boy. All right, everybody did a good job. Justin, you were the only one who went a little bit past your time during your evaluation, but that was good because you were on a roll. That you only had 3 minutes and 25 seconds, so you were about 25 seconds over there. During table topics, Brandy, you had 1 minute and 2 seconds. Justin, your first one was 1 minute and 6 seconds. I actually had the same amount of time, 1 minute and 6 seconds on mine. Kim, your table topics lasted 1 minute 30. Kathy, yours was 1 minute and 3. Then my last one was 1 minute 33 seconds. And then Kathy, your speech was right on the dot, 5 minutes 4 seconds. And Brandy, your general evaluation went 2 minutes 25 seconds.
And that, I think the BGB, when the president's not here, right?
The timer's in charge now.
Thank you for those times, Will. See, what's next on the list? Get all of our roles completed, right? Okay, great. Nice job, everybody. Thank you, Brandy's comment. Does anybody want to sign up for roles?
I'll take a speech. I was supposed to do it last week, but I'll have one for next week.
I'll take.
thought that was.
I know, I got it myself.
Oh, nice.
Where you go? Oh, Cape Disappointment,
Oh.
nice. That's on the
Yeah.
Columbia River? Or
Ish. Next to a story.
next?
It's like at the mouth.
Yeah.
It's like the lighthouse that over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually going camping there in September. It's when I lived out in Montesano, we would actually drive down there like once a month or so because it was like an hour drive.
Yeah.
When it's out there, you gotta get close or go see it.
So that's all of us then, I guess.
I mean, I can
I can,
do another role. I can either
Okay.
do table topics or timer.
okay. You can always leave them singles here too.
Okay.
And I'll just leave myself as evaluator.
Yeah, I can take another role too, because unless I'm really nervous about my speech, which could happen. It's, you do the speech and then you don't have to, you're not like listening, you're not paying attention to like all the things, like if you're, what am I trying to say? I think it's not too difficult to also take another,
Cause it.
Roll.
Once your speak rolls.
yeah, you're like, kind of done for
That's
the
it.
meeting.
Cool, good thoughts. Well, I thought it was a great meeting. All did our part, did well. Got some good input. Good help. Ended on time, got some roles filled, everybody filled the role that's gonna be here, so. It was a great meeting. Always great to meet with everybody. And you have something you wanted to share, Kate?
Yeah. When you wrap it up.
I'm just talking.
Oh. Oh, okay. I'll raise my hand. No, I know Robin isn't here for that, but I wanted to remind part of as part of the conversation we had, that she was asking for a success plan that she sent out. And I think the ask was to review it and have any additional comments to your copy and then send it back to her, and then she'll collect it and combine it. And then she'll have one main copy that she can upload to the Toastmasters.
Okay.
So if we, I mean, you don't have to have any input, but I just.
Now, was this something we were gonna talk about August 7th? She mentioned possibly meeting August 7th. If anybody could meet in person that day.
Yeah,
So for me, I would like August 7th, I'd like to be earlier. I'm not sure if everybody else will. The normal meeting time is 8, meeting. But I think it could be earlier or better for me, you know.
Trying to figure out.
yeah.
And I have feedback from my speech, apologies. So even though I knew I had to speak, I forgot. And I had a lot going on and I literally busted